this way you can't do that.
Which one? Because TikTok doesn't do it that way. TikTok is straight up and down. There we go. We're live. We're live. We're live.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah, let's see if we can get TikTok going again. So we got YouTube here, and it's just welcome guys. Hey, this is partner Frankie P, and
Maria P.
yes. All right, so we got TikTok here, we have Facebook and Instagram here, and we have TikTok here, YouTube here, Facebook, Instagram over here. So as we're live, if you're in TikTok or if you're in YouTube, if you have any questions, just put something in the chat, and we'll see if we can put it up and answer your questions as we're going along. But today we're going to cover a $48,000. No, I'm sorry. No, $428,000. We have $428,000 in debt, and our goal is to show how it's going to be eliminated. Our two, we have RJ and we have Britt. They are a couple. They've been working on their jobs for several years, and obviously, just as most people go, we just get in debt. Life goes on, and things happen. We don't mean to. We start making money. We began to make more money, and so we began to buy more things. So I wanted to start with the preference and talk about
To this case study to kind of understand, because for me, with the debts that I currently have, they're not continuing to make me more money. So the reason that I'm interested in hearing what he has to say, because he's been studying this for about a year now, and I think you've been doing it too, haven't you?
yeah, I've been doing it. I've been studying it for several years.
Okay,
but
several
yeah,
years.
but just
He
probably
brought it to me last year.
but starting to implement it last year. So but it, and now it really I'm excited, and I get amped about it because I see where our community is going. I see where our community has been, and I can see if we continue on this same path, we're going to be in some trouble. So, I think I've always said it. We look at a lot of the TikToks and a lot of the shorts on YouTube or Instagram, and everyone's telling us what's happening, but I don't hear a lot of solutions. So that's where this is coming along, and I wanted to just try to talk about some of the solutions.
Well, it could be solutions. I mean, they're not just talking. I think the solutions that are being provided are not graspable to the average American.
Okay.
Or they're not really being given any blueprint to be able to implement the things, or something that they feel is obtainable.
Okay.
So I think coming with a plan, $500,000 in debt, that's a lot of people, especially in this area. I mean, you got a house, you got cars, you have loans, student loans for your kids. So I think that's about the average. What do you think?
Yeah, and
Or
it's
more.
or a lot more, especially in this area. We're in the DMV area, so a lot of the government workers are going to have to, they were making a lot of money, but just on the video that we were watching with Cam Newton, his interview, one thing that John Hope Bryant brought up, and I think it affects, it actually goes with all of us, and he just used the example of Cam being a football player. And athletes, they're used to making $10 million a year, $15 million a year, $20 million a year, but their income is here, even if their expenses are here at $2 million a year. I mean, $2 million a year, that's a lot of money to be spending. They really don't make $10 million a year, first of all, but that $2 million a year lifestyle, it is difficult to keep it up, because once you stop playing in the NFL, that day you stop, because you only get paid for the games that you play. As soon as you are cut or you're retiring, that income ceases. But if your lifestyle is still at $2 million, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And I use that example for people like us. We have that same situation, except it's just on a lower scale. We have income, but as soon as we either are fired or we are, we're leaving our job because we're going to retire, we're in the same boat as the professional athletes. Hey, you know what? Hey, yeah, we in the same boat as the professional athletes. You know.
I don't want to be in that boat.
Okay, you don't want to be in the boat.
I mean, and I guess now is the time to really think about this and seriously contemplate whether or not this could be you.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, with the climate right now, firing and laying people off and all of that, where are you in this equation of debt, and how are you going to be able to pay it off? I guess that's the question.
How are we going to be paid off? And what we're going to get ready to cover on this case study, and just to give a background of how the numbers that we use for the case study, we use what's called a DIME. It's a DIME acronym: debts, income, miscellaneous, and your expenses. So your debts are items that can eventually be paid off, and you don't, and you can recoup that money on a monthly basis, and that's the trick that we're going to utilize. We're going to utilize those debts for our favor rather than for it continuously to bring us down. Your income are things. If you're going to job every day, that's income. If you have disability, that's income. If you have a pension, that's income. If you have you're getting money from your child support, that's income. Any income that you have, we're going to utilize that income to get us, because this is a new day. We're going to utilize that income to actually tackle every debt we have. So now the case study that we're going to go over here, it may apply to you. What applies to you, eat it. What doesn't, put it to the side. But the base and the philosophy is what I want you to catch more than the numbers. If some of these numbers work for you, then fine. If it doesn't work for you, if these numbers don't work for you, please just feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I'll have you send some information on your specific DIME package, and I can do a case study specifically for you. But you had anything before I jumped into the case study? No? Okay.
You covered it.
Okay. All right. So here's the case study. In this particular case, we have our debts. Well, our debts, which is the mortgage, the truck. Here's a truck. Spider. They have a spider little, whatever that is. You know the little spider thing. And then we have 3 credit cards. Credit cards 1, credit card 2, and credit card 3. And we have a personal loan. Okay, so those are the debts. Those debts add up to $428,800, $808. On our mortgage is $372,000. The truck is $23,108. The little spider motorcycle is $17,293. Our credit card, the first credit card, is $2,707. It's $109 per month. That's going to be important at 23% interest. The second credit card is $3,982 at $159 a month, 21% interest. And the third credit card is $4,812 total with a monthly payment of $193. And right now it's at 0% interest for the first 12 months. They didn't tell me how many more months they have on this 0%, but hopefully we can get it done before that 0% offer expires. And then the last one is the personal loan of $4,906 at $377 per month. So we're going to use a debt tool. Most times when we and I was taught this, we get paid. Let me move this so you can be seen here too. Okay. Most times when we work, we've been taught to get our paycheck and put it into the bank. And then we would write physically, and I'm telling my age now, we would physically actually write checks on a monthly basis to our creditors. But what we have, and what we have seen, and this has been available to us, we have just not we just haven't been exposed to this. We have a tool called a line of credit. We don't have to take a loan. A loan is an amortized loan, which you're going to pay back for a certain amount of time, and you're going to pay lots of interest on that loan. A line of credit, and the reason we use line of credit is because we can put income in, and we can also extract income from that loan. The line of credit is basically it's a type of loan, but it's a line of credit. Now we're going to use the line of credit of a $20,000 line of credit. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to utilize that line of credit, and with that line of credit, the first thing we're going to do, the line of credit was at 11% from their credit union. It's at 11%. But we're going to utilize that $20,000 line of credit, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take credit card 1 of $2,707, credit card 2, $3,982, and credit card 3, which is $4,812. We're going to take that money and we're going to put it into the line of credit. We're going to pay all of that off from the line of credit. Okay. And what that will do is let me continue to go through as far as I went over the debts. So that's how we're going to tackle it first with the debts. The income that the couple has is $9,400 per month. Okay, that's the debt. We have the debts. We have the income of $9,400 per month. Expenses are these are things that you pay on a monthly basis, but you're probably not going to stop having to pay it. So like your subscription, your cable bill, your what else do we have that's an expense? Your gas bill, food, groceries. You're going to have these bills. You're going to have these expenses on a monthly basis, so they're going to go under expenses. Your miscellaneous, those are items that you can probably control because you do these things once or less every 3 months or so. Three months, and every 3 months you do it one time or less. If you do it 2 to 3 times, it becomes an expense. So a miscellaneous, you can kind of control what your miscellaneous items are. Okay, so now this is what we're dealing with. So we have a debt. With the debts, we're taking the $2,700, the $3,900 credit card, and the $4,800 credit card. We're going to pay all those off with our $20,000 line of credit. Right now, we have a cash flow from the bills. We have a cash flow now of $2,073 per month. After all of these bills are paid, from that income of $9,400, right now we have a cash flow of $2,073 per month cash flow. Okay? Most times when we have that cash flow, it's sitting in our savings account, making 0.01% interest, whatever the case may be. Whatever they're giving us in our savings account or our checking account, we're just leaving that money there, and it does nothing. At the end of the year, you find out you made $20, and you're kind of upset. So instead of that, we're going to utilize a line of credit. And with the line of credit, from that $20,000, we're going to take our whole $9,400, and we're going to put it into our line of credit. We're going to put it into our line of credit.
So what is that doing?
So once we do that, and we've already paid off these 3 credit cards, our cash flow has gone from $2,073, and we don't have to make these payments anymore, which is $461. Our cash flow has increased to $2,534. By us taking this $20,000 line of credit to pay these credit cards off, these debts off, now we utilize our cash flow from our paychecks to pay the line of credit off. Okay, so what that would look like is this $11,501 of credit card debt is eliminated, but now we have an additional cash flow of $2,053 and $2,534 per month. Now we have that additional cash flow to pay the $11,501 off. And if by doing that, it's going to take us 5 months to have those 3 credit cards paid off. We've paid it off with one line of credit, a loan from one line of credit, and then we paid that line of credit off through our cash flow, our positive cash flow that we have on a monthly basis. And in 5 months, those 3 credit cards are eliminated through that line of credit. It's already paid off because we go ahead.
You got me. I'm confused.
Okay, so
So you take every month you're taking your, or every 2 weeks or whatever, you're taking your paycheck and you're putting it on the line of credit?
every time every time you get paid, it goes to your line of credit.
Okay, well, how do you pay the rest of your bills?
Correct. And now what happens is your bills will come out. You will pay your bills from that line of credit. You're still going to pay your bills, but just from the line of credit.
So instead of putting my money in my checking account, I take my paycheck and I put it in the line of credit, and then
Come on over so you can see. Go ahead.
Oh, hey. Okay. I'm in there. You take the money. Wait a minute, you messed me up.
Go ahead.
So the line of credit, you put the money in the line of credit, all your entire paycheck in the line of credit, and then you go and you write your checks or whatever you do from the line of credit.
Correct.
And then
that's going to leave a surplus of $2,534
of your paycheck.
Of your paycheck. That's going to leave. So
what do I do with that?
It just stays there. It's going to stay there.
So I might as well not have a checking account anymore.
You really don't need a checking account. You really don't need a checking account. And now this see, and this
how do I pay my other stuff? I mean, there's still some things that need to be paid. What about my next what's that thing called? Netflix.
Your Netflix? Right. So
everything comes out of that line of credit.
Everything comes out of your line of credit. Everything comes out of your line of credit. That debts are allowed to pay. Most debts you can pay through your line of credit. You can pay it through your line of credit. So it's going to take us 5 months to pay that $11,000 off because we have $2,534 per month additional that's staying in our line of credit to bring down that $11,501 debt. That debt is paid off in 5 months. Okay? So that's step 1. Step 2 is we're going to take this personal loan. Now we're going to take from that line of credit. Now that the line of credit is back up to $20,000 because it's paid off, we've already paid off the 3 credit cards. Now we're going to take $4,906 from the line of credit, and we're going to pay that off. And that's going to give us an additional cash flow of $377, which is, as you can see here, the $377 that we were paying on our personal loan, that increases our cash flow. Now that is now added to our cash flow. So our cash flow was $2,534, but now our cash flow with that, we've paid off the personal loan with the line of credit.
How long did it take me to pay off the personal loan?
The personal loan is at 8% at $377. How long? 300.
No, I'm going back to the line of credit and paying off the
full $4,906.
Okay.
You're paying it off. You're paying that off, and now that $377 that you were writing for the personal loan, now that becomes more cash flow on a monthly basis. Because now which increases your cash flow to $2,911. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, math is not my thing.
Okay. All right.
So I'm kind of slow when it comes to that.
But no, that's fine. But now it increases your cash flow to $2,911 on a monthly basis. But your loan is for $4,906. If you leave that money into your line of credit every month,
the $2,000?
That $2,911, you'll have that personal loan paid off in 2 months. Because every dime that you have additional is going towards your debt.
But I thought I already paid it off. What do
you still have the line of credit to pay off.
You're saying the line of credit, but the personal loan has been paid off.
The personal loan is paid off.
I'm putting money I'm putting my paycheck back in. I'm putting my paycheck back into the line of credit to pay off the line of credit, right?
Correct. To pay off your line of credit. Okay. That's correct. Okay. So step number 3. No, step.
I mean, I feel like I'm in the way.
Oh, you're not. Step number 3 is now that we've had the personal loan paid off. So now we're 7 months into it. We're going to chop off the spider. We're going to look at the spider. The spider is $17,293. But actually, when it's time to pay it off, for us to pay it off, it's only going to be $13,347. You ask why? It's because while you are paying off your credit cards and your personal loan, you are still paying on your spider every month $482. It's taken 7 months to get this far. That $482 that we are paying on our spider times 7 is going to bring the amount that we owe on a truck down to $13,714. Now that's the balance that we owe. So that's the amount of money that we're going to take from the line of credit to pay the spider off. We're going to take the line of credit. We're going to take the $13,714. Now it's paid off, and we don't have a payment for the spider, which was $482. So just like that, we've increased our cash flow another $482 because we paid the spider off in total, and we are paying the loan off through our cash flow on the line of credit. So which is going to bring our cash flow from $2,911. That brings us up to $3,393 per month cash flow that we've increased. Everything else is still the same because you're still living your same lifestyle because you've already taken consideration your miscellaneous. You've already taken consideration your expenses. And now we're tackling the debts. So everything, your lifestyle doesn't change. It's just where your money is going to first. That's the only thing that's changing. It's the only thing that's changing. So by us taking the truck at $13,714, and now our cash flow has increased to $4,064, it's going to take us 4 months to pay that bill off. 4 months. Because we took out a loan for $13,714, but our additional cash flow from our paycheck, we've paid off all of our bills, but we have an additional $4,064 that's left in our account that's paying off your line of credit every month. And it's only going to take 4 months for that to be paid off in total. So in effect, what we've done, we've took the truck, the spider, the 3 credit cards, and the personal loan, and it's taken us 15 months. We've lived the same lifestyle because we're still paying our same bills. It's just we're paying it from our line of credit rather than writing it from our checking account, where the money doesn't affect the loan. It doesn't. If it stays in the checking account, it's not going to affect the loan. So we need to put it into the line of credit so we can bring that line of credit down every month, and it only takes 4 months. All of our bills will be paid off in 15 months. 1 year, 3 months. All of these bills are paid off, and you're left with a mortgage. That's it. It's the debt companies try to make it so difficult. But if we just look at 1 + 1 is 2, if we have money here that is owed, but we have more money in our paycheck, we can pay it off. That's I had to come to that rationalization. The way that I used to live, I would have a credit card, and they say, well, the minimum payment is $22. I paid $22. I never did that. I would just pay $22, and then it tells you, so you can look over here. Yeah, it tells you that if you and I had it written down. I should have put it on the board. But it tells you if you make your minimum payment, typically it might take you 20 years to pay this off. And it makes no sense. So what we have to do, hey, TikTok, all right, still got was YouTube right here. Got Facebook and Instagram over here. Just wanted to get y'all, make sure I'm still with you guys. I'm still with you. But with that, what that does is once we change the way that we think on where our money goes to first, then we can drive and we can command how our debts are going to be paid off. What's happening now is that our debts come in, we make the minimum payment, and then we say, oh, well, look, let me just speak for myself. Like, oh, well, shoot, I got like $200 extra. So now I can just go out to wherever, or I can spend whatever. And then I tend to spend more liberally. Is that the word, liberally? Yeah, yeah. I end up spending my money more liberally when I think I have more money. But when I understand that my money is going to pay off this debt, now my mindset has changed, and I'm like, okay, it's balls to the walls now, for lack of a better term. We going all out to get this paid off, and so that's why I'm encouraging you now, especially in the environment that we're in now. If you are in the environment that you don't even know if your job is going to be there next month, tomorrow, let alone next month, we have to start now. I called it a internal individual audit. So since now we have everyone's looking at the government on what they're spending, but now it's time for us to do an internal individual audit of what we have. Write it down. It's a challenge. Trust me, I know, because it took me months for me to write everything down, to actually get to actually build up and say, let me write it down. So I showed my wife. I wrote everything, all my bills down. I wrote down the dates that they're going to come out, how much is going to come out on my subscriptions, and these are my expenses. I wrote all of these down. My debts, I have what date they are due, and I leave the money in the line of credit until the date is due. Until the due date of that bill, then and for my purposes, I typically would just do you just pay it through your phone, the app or whatever the case may be. I can just go in there and pay it. I don't know when the last time I wrote a check, but so that's how it's done. Are there any questions? Did anybody have any questions? I'm sorry, we can't even get a good look over here on TikTok. Yeah, come in.
Well,
I
can't see that. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So, what if you're already overextended and you don't have? I mean, you put your paycheck in there, but it's not covering. So you do one at a time, one bill at a time, or something.
Are you saying that you don't have any cash flow? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no cash flow.
Right. If you don't have any, well, that's the first thing you do is you have to have cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, it's going to be difficult for you. So you definitely have to do an internal audit first and see what subscriptions can you get rid of first, so you can bring your overhead down. You have to have positive cash flow. If you don't have positive cash flow, you're going to drown. You're going to drown. So we either have to reduce our expenses, our miscellaneous, some of those miscellaneous items that we have to take an internal individual audit. Some of those things may have to be cut out. Some of those apps that we have that we don't even realize that we have for the last year and a half, we'll have to look, $12 here, $20 there, $17 there. It adds up. Next thing you know, it's over $100 and something that you're paying that you don't even realize that money is coming out of your account. But so now it's time for us to look inside, seriously take a real look inside to see how we can reduce our expenses, how we can reduce our miscellaneous items, and increase our positive cash flow. And if that's not the case, then we might have to start thinking, how can I increase my income? What talents do you have? What talents do you have that you can begin to use, like on Fiverr? Whatever your job is, and you might get laid off. You've been taught, you've been trained, you've probably been going through classes. Some of them you've been going through school, and they have trained you how to do your job in a more efficient way. Now you're going to have to become more aggressive about how you're going to bring in more income. And it's that's going to be the bottom line right now. I think we talked about the three things that we could do: move, change, or get run over. Those are the three things that we have.
Move, change, or get run over.
We can move based on what's happening here in the States. We can either move to another country, we could either stay here and try to change it, or we can do nothing and get run over. Mm-hmm. It just happens. So that. Anybody have any questions? Let me see. I don't. Anybody guys? I don't see any questions yet. No. I see people joining over here. But if you do have any questions, please feel free. Like I said, because this is a live, so it's not.
That's also edited. Thing to do is find something else. Find something else to do. Have a backup. Like, what did you say this guy's name is? John Hope Bryant. Yeah, and who is he?
He's a money guru. He's a money guru.
Okay. Anyway, he was saying to get an AI certification.
Okay, I didn't hear that part. Okay, yeah, you can get an AI certification.
He's saying that's what we all need. All us African American folks need to have an AI certification and learn AI because that type of computer process is the future, and we need to know it. But, if you're hanging on by a limb or don't know whether or not you're next, get something else under your belt. I know I'm going to do it. About to turn a big number real soon, and I can't wait. So, and my kids are gone now, so it's about me and Frank. So there are some educational things that I would like to do to change some things up in my life. Mm-hmm. And I think that I will start doing some research on the AI. I think it also can help in my current business. It definitely can help to possibly cut some overhead and things like that by using these systems. So think about the next phase and next step. What else are you capable of doing in these situations, or to bring more money in so that you can lower your debts and things like that.
Yeah, and and some people the numbers aren't this big, and I get it. Some people your numbers aren't that big. Some you may not.
That's good.
Yeah. I thought of the analogy of it is better. It sometimes is better that you don't have the big debt and the big income, because now you're used to living that lifestyle, so it's a little simpler for you to at the end game for us, if we can come up with a any type of income, passive income to support or to replace like the $9,000 in this particular case. Excuse me, RJ and Britt. They would have to place $9,400 on a monthly basis passively, either through real estate, stocks and bonds, some type of business. They have to replace that where they can take themselves out and still have that income coming in. The higher your number, the more difficult it is, the more of a challenge it is to replace that income. If you have a lower number, if you're bringing home $4,000 or $5,000 a month, now you may only have to, let's say you found a house and you're getting $700 a month cash flow.
You found a house.
You found a house. They brought you $700 a month cash flow.
You mean you bought it?
Yes, you purchased it.
Okay, but that doesn't. You're talking about you found a house.
Oh, okay. Yes, you purchased an investment property. You purchase an investment property that could bring you $700 a month positive cash flow, and you were at 5,000, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. So you need to actually go out and purchase 5 to 6 houses to replace that income. That's how you have to, it's not going to be that cut and dry and that simple, but that's the type of mindset that we have to have. If you have if you look, go ahead.
What are you trying to tell them though? Because I missed it. I don't know if anybody else did. Are you saying so once you get yourself situated here, then you start thinking about taking that money that you now have because you're not paying credit cards and things like that?
Yeah, that's deeper.
And applying
that's on a more deeper level than this video is for. So yeah, so right now we're just on the basis of let's get out of debt.
Yeah. I think that's the start. Let's get out of
debt. Let's get out of
debt.
Because
you're taking it to the next level, which is it's not a problem.
Yeah.
People should be thinking forward. Because it's like, what's next? Okay, so I do this. Now I got money. What am I going to do with it? Party? Go buy me another car? What am I doing? Mm-hmm. No. You're trying to create wealth for yourself. Or, I mean, in these days, if it's not wealth, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not comfortable. An emergency fund, because we're going to need it. We're going to need all of us. Things, to me, in my opinion, they're about to get tight.
Yes.
When anybody, when the interest rates start going down, if you don't own something, a house, a condo, a co-op, something, try to think about owning something so you can have something with value, okay, instead of just, what do you call it, debt?
A debt.
What is expense?
Debt's expenses. Debt's miscellaneous and expenses. Well, expenses aren't going to change.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have an asset.
Yeah, you would have an asset.
You need an asset. So, I mean, anybody sitting around talking about, I just want to rent. No. Although that is my business. Property management, renting. But eventually, and I tell my residents, eventually you want to buy, you want to purchase something, if not the home that you're living in, because you're used to it, you know what that sound is when it makes it, or you know the roof is good, or whatever it is. If you're living in a rental property and the opportunity comes where you can buy it, consider buying it. There's probably a better deal in purchasing that property than it is going out there and looking for what we consider the dream home. Mm-hmm. No, you don't want to buy a dream home right off the top. You want to buy a transition property. That's what I used to call them when I was working with buyers, transition property. You buy this property with the future thought of, what can I do with this? I like living here. It's close to DC, or it's only 15 minutes away, or whatever it is. Somebody else is going to want to do that too. So next, you purchase this home. You've been living in it for 5 years. Now you buy the home. You stay in another 5 years, and now you rent it out. So you've been in there decades. You know the house inside and out. You've been a tenant in the property, so you know what's necessary as far as the functions, the appliances, the fixtures, things like that. You know this house. Mm-hmm. So instead of going out and saying, I don't want that, go stay there. Okay, nurture that home that you're in, and then buy something else. Buy your next home, rent this one out. And that's how you start to build. That's one way that you can start to build wealth, and it's much easier than going out here and trying to find a big house.
Yeah, well, and the big house come with a lot of big expenses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have to take that in consideration too.
In my opinion, we need to stop thinking like that anyway. What do you need all that for?
Yeah.
What do you need all of that for?
Because we've come to the portion of our life where the kids are gone. My mother-in-law, she's passed away, so in a couple of months it's just going to be us two. We use 4 rooms in this house. We use 4 rooms. We use the family room because we watch TV. Shout out to Roland Martin. Shout out to Reese Waters.
Those are my brothers. Anyway.
We use the bedroom because we go to sleep. We use the kitchen because we're going to eat, and we use the bathroom to take our shower. We use 4 rooms in the whole house. We got 3 levels. We go to the basement just to put the cats away. The cats got their own room. What the cats need their own room for?
They need it.
You know.
And they're not our cats. It's just,
yeah, that's our daughter's cats. we're grand cat parents.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, so we have to figure out ways to be more efficient. How can we do that? Individual internal audit, become more efficient with your finances. Let's put a plan together for you to get out of the debt. So to see how quickly you can get out of debt. I didn't even go to the mortgage because that's the phenomenal part. Once you have the mortgage, and you can apply this money to this cash flow to your mortgage on a bi-yearly basis. Whoo.
Yeah, get that mortgage paid down.
Oh my God!
How many years
with this particular one, the mortgage will be paid off in 5.5 years.
Yeah.
So after the other.
I think that's the goal for us. Once we get all the credit cards and stuff paid off, attack that mortgage.
Yeah, and in this particular case, the interest, if they continue to pay their regular mortgage of $2,843 per month, they had 23 years remaining. The interest they would have paid would be $254,716.02. The house is $372,000. The interest is going to be $254,000 more. So by them utilizing that additional cash flow and taking that line of credit, using that line of credit twice per year and paying it off every 6 months, like I said, and I'm going probably want to upscale on how we do this. I'll make another video on specifically how you're doing it and why you are doing it, so you'll understand psychologically how to do this rather than you're just scattered in the wind. And in this particular case, if you did this in 5.5 years, your interest is only going to be $51,000 that you're going to be paying. $51,000. So which means you're going to save in your pocket over $200,000 that you're going to have in your pocket that you don't have to send to the mortgage company for the next 17 years, so 16 and a half years. Mm-hmm. Money that's in your pocket. So
yeah, I truly believe it's time that we really get our financial situation straight, because a lot of things are changing in this country, and we do not want to be the last to understand what we needed to do. So the more you get on YouTube and listen to different people, would you have this in like an email where you can send somebody or a sample?
That is a good question. I will see. I'll hire my daughter.
A PDF.
The PDF to see if my daughter can type this down.
Create something. She's an artist.
Yes. Pay her. And each case study, because I've done several other case studies, and if you'd like me to actually do a case study for you, please feel free to reach out. Mm-hmm. I'll be happy to do a case study. I changed the names like RJ and Britt. I changed the names to protect our clients that we have. So what your situation could actually be used to help someone else, and you can stay anonymous. And I can call you Jane or Jim. Okay, but it does every time we do one of these, I'll get some type of DM or email and says, "Wow, I didn't know. Can you do?" And I'll just try to help someone else out through it. Okay. So, again, if there are any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. But I got to do the selling part. I forgot that. Share this share this live.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share. There you go. I'm a sorry salesman. So
am I. And if you're interested in purchasing a home or some type of investment, you can always get in touch with us to help you out with that. I worked with first-time home buyers for many, many years. Second-time home buyers having an investment property, how you set that up where you're not scared to be a landlord, and then buy something else. So don't worry about the interest rate. Buy what you can afford to buy. All the rest of that will fall into place eventually. So even like when my parents bought their first house, the interest rate was 13%. That's what it was.
Oh my.
Nobody thought about anything else. So they bought what they could have afford. Is that right? They bought what they could afford. And that's how we need to start thinking about things. Buy what you can afford, even if it's in the hood, as they say. Trust and believe.
Things are changing.
Yes, things are changing. And the hood is not going to be the hood much longer.
It is changing quickly.
So, yeah. Even where we live, I wanted to live close to the Parkway, Beltway, and all of that. And people turn their nose up. Go ahead, turn it up. But my house, let me tell you, the equity has... So, yeah, I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah. We're not dissatisfied. Let's put it that way.
Not at all.
So, again, we're leading up. All of this is leading up to Blackout the 4th. And as we're going along, we're dealing with psychology, how to strengthen ourselves, how to get tougher psychologically, because once we do decide to make these changes, things are going to happen.
Okay, you gonna tell us what Blackout the 4th is?
Oh yeah. Blackout the 4th is our movement, or for what we're going to do. We spend $3.6 billion a day in the African American community. On that day, we're going to black out the 4th. We're not going to spend any money on the 4th of July. And we're going to black out the 4th. Is it going to make a true impact? Maybe, maybe not. But if it doesn't on the 4th of July, then we'll try it again on August the 4th, September the 4th, October the 4th, November the 4th. We'll continue to black out the 4th until we get what we want. And what it is that we want, what we're looking for change as far as us as African Americans, to make sure that we have, and women have, permanent voting rights. So this whole movement is so we can put into law where there's no doubt about it, because right now we have what's called HR, I think it's HR 2 or HR 22, where they're trying to change women, that you have to show you have to have the same name when you were born.
Really?
And yes. And so y'all gonna have to jump through some hoops. Married women, y'all gonna have to jump through some hoops. And I'm not gonna tell you how my mind goes down. I'm like, what? So maybe women are gonna stop getting married in our community and say, well, you know what? I just want to vote. So I don't know, but I want to make sure that is concrete, and no one can come along. No future administration can come along and change that. Try to write something around it. Try to take away birthright citizenship, so they can say, oh well you don't have birthright citizenship. I don't want anyone to change the game. Once you have your citizenship, boom, I want it to be you can vote, period. You have citizenship, you are able to vote. Cut and dry. I don't want any, because when we come around to someone who just thinks a little differently, well, that's not remember the video we were watching where the congressman who actually supported the bill, he says, well, no, that's not how I really understand the bill to be, that it's going to take away any rights away from women. I don't understand it that way. And the lady reading the bill says, well, you're the one who co-sponsored the bill. What you mean you don't understand the bill? And he smirked at her.
Focus on the things that were important to them in the bill, whatever that was. He's not focusing on the big picture.
Okay.
And that's a lot of people do that.
Okay. Yeah. So head over to Blackout 4, www.blackoutthefourth.com. Please just take the pledge. Simply with the pledge. BLACKOUT, blackout, THE, the fourth, 4TH, blackoutthefourth.com. And you just take the pledge with your name, email address, phone number. If you are encouraged enough, or you are inspired enough to help us spread the word, any videos that you post on your timeline that are inspiring as far as being spiritually pure, psychologically tough, or educating someone about Blackout the 4th movement, or some economics on how they can save, save through their debt or increase their income, just use the hashtag Blackout the Fourth. Anything that's going to be positive on your timeline with some solutions, use the hashtag Blackout the Fourth, and that's the encouragement that I have for you, and that's my ask.
Start looking for some Black-owned businesses. Shout them out if you know of any. I'm one.
Yeah, we do have some preferred and partner businesses on the website. Mm-hmm. We're looking for 25 businesses to partner with us to help us get this word out that we can promote their business, and they can help us promote the movement also. And once you go to the website, you'll see some of the partnered and preferred businesses that are working with us.
Mm-hmm. And for those who say I'm not going back to Target or Walmart, I was looking at something on YouTube about that, because I think Tabitha, her name is Tabitha something, she has a line in Target and people are upset with her because she hasn't pulled her product. But you can't just go in and just snatch your product off the shelf. It costs money, and then she's going to have to figure out where she's going to store it and all those things. So they're in our communities. Target and Walmart are in our communities. If you have to go there, seek out the Black products. See what products are in Walmart that you can purchase to support our African American
or allied businesses.
Oh, yeah. Something like that. Is go in there with a purpose, because they also get hurt too, and it's not their fault that we're in a situation that we're in. They were doing something good. They felt uplifted by being able to put their items in the store, and now
they were entrepreneuring.
Right. Now to have to backtrack on that is disappointing to them. And then when we beat them up or say we're not going here to shop with a purpose. That's all I got to say.
All right. Shout out to him. Hey guys, well, we're gonna jump on out of here. We appreciate you taking your most valuable asset, which is your time, to share it with us. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we've imparted some information that could help you going forward. So please share this with someone who could definitely use this information, that they can put this to practice in their life. So this is your partner, Frankie P.
Maria P.
And remember, when you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective and you crush $428,808 of debt, guess what's going to happen, guys? You're going to change your life. Peace.
Peace.
Love, peace, and head grease. What's up, TikTok? I'm going to finish this here.
What is it?